stuck here. The cops won't bother me. I put the forks back up to the original position. I cleaned the fork seals a little bit. It is leaking still a little bit, but not much. Up here, there's a construction zone. The bike is already in the middle. Jesus, come on. Still stop sign. This bike gets pretty hot. And today is a really hot day. Oh, for God's sakes, what is there? This is a tiny little road. Finally. Jesus. It's so funny, after I changed the fork seals, the bike just kind of floats over these rough roads so much better. And I'm using 15 weight. I still have a little bit of a leak on that right side because of the fork. More red lights, man. I usually like to go through here. It's a little bit more relaxing. And this is right near NASA. And the only reason there's like so much land is that this is federal land that belongs to the government. So they're not going to build anything. This is mainly used for testing. The car in front of me is burning oil. That's a car that is on its last legs, and I wonder what kind of car it is. It looks like a Toyota. It's kind of rare for a Toyota to have issues. What is that, a Lexus? No, it's a Saturn. Whew. Man, that is... Whew. Oh, this guy is... I'm always a little weary about railroad tracks. You know, sometimes the lights don't work. Built the bicycle up. More props to this guy. That's a tough hill. It looks like it's not very steep, but it is. It's a steep hill. It actually feels pretty good having your feet in the highway pegs. Relaxing, just letting the air flow through your feet. My feet also get like kind of hot, especially today. It's just so hot. There's something really cool about having a cruiser. It's like you don't care how slow you go. It's like kind of expected to go slow. Pollen's getting in my leg. Think about riding the DC area. Once you're moving, it feels fine. It's a little bit hard to breathe because it's so humid and hot. But when I was riding through Texas and the southern part of New Mexico, it was unbearable. And it was so hot and muggy that you were better off just closing your visor than having it open. Like in DC, you open it and you get a nice flow into your helmet. But in Texas, it's the opposite. It's like you close it because the air out there is just so much hotter. Right here. Oh, my bike just stopped. What the hell? Oh man, my bike just stopped. What the hell? Shit. What? Oh. What the hell? Why did my bike just stop? The lights and everything are out. That's right, my bike just stopped. Shit. God damn. What just happened? Okay. Why? There's nothing? What could... And I don't have any fucking tools. Shit. And I don't have a phone. Well, I found out the problem. It's the 30 amp fuse that completely... I don't know if I can Where do I have another fuse? I think I might be able to figure something out here. So it was definitely the fuse, but the problem is I don't have any tools to get this thing on here. Shit. See if I have anything, because I just need a way of... That's good, I got water. Always make sure you bring a screwdriver on a ride. I don't think I'll be able to... Oh man. Shit. I need like a flat screwdriver. That's all I need. Because I think if I can get... I usually carry tools with me, man. Alright guys, so this is a little bit of a problem, and I have no ignition at all, and this is very familiar because this is what happened when I first got the bike. So there's something happening with the electrics, but this is the main fuse. This is a 30 amp fuse, and it's completely out. So luckily I have Wi-Fi on the phone, and I was able to call for... The whole fuse system that this bike uses is really not a good system. Now, if my fuse has burned out, right, I could have just gone to the fuses, maybe even taken the headlight fuse and just installed it, and that would be a good way of limping back to an auto parts store and getting a right fuse. But because the fuses are inside here, the headlight fuse, turn signal, they're all in here, and I need to get a screwdriver to get in here, and luckily I didn't bring anything. I can't even use my keys to get in there, or a coin or anything. Alright, I figured out what was happening. So I had my mom bring me some tools. This wire was touching the battery, so I have a 10 amp fuse in here, and I think it was because it was so hot, so unbelievably hot, it melted the thing. All right, and I have the wrong fuse in here, but I am just hoping I can get it working. So you can see, like with the fuse, it works as long as it doesn't touch the wire. So the problem is that the bottom part was touching the positive wire, so it was actually kind of, and I don't want to touch that. So normally the main fuse is a 30 amp fuse, and with the fuse, now I have a 10 amp fuse that I took out from here to put into the e-bike, and we're gonna take some back roads. I'm gonna take it back to the garage and fix it up again. That's the story of a 1985 Honda Shadow, guys.
That's a lovely accent you have. New Jersey?